Hello, it's Jane from Bridget's Garden. I am today in the polytunnel. It's the end of August, so I'm just going to sow some last seeds of the season that will see us into the winter and maybe even through to spring. So I thought I would show you what I'm planting today. I've got a little selection here of things that still can be planted at this time of year and will hopefully still give a crop. Some of these are an experiment. I haven't planted them this late before, so we'll see how we get on. There's lots of salad greens, lettuces, radicchio, chopped suey greens, various oriental greens, rocket. I've got a few herbs that can be planted at this time of year. I've got some soapwort, some clary sage, wormwood and borage. Got some radishes, turnip, broccoli rabe which grows quickly. I think that's an oriental green that puts out little broccoli like florets, and some more herbs. Oh, and some spring onions. So I'm going to sow some in this seed tray, just as little seeds, and then I shall pot them on. Some I'm going to grow in tubs outside now, but then I will bring them into the polytunnel later. So the ones in the seed tray I'm need pricking out and potting on, and then by the time they need to go into the ground, hopefully my polytunnel will be empty. At the moment it's still full of mainly tomatoes. Oh, I'm a bit croaky. And then I've got some of these boxes as well, and I'll fill some of these with compost for the lettuces and just put them wherever I can find a space in here. I have already put a few things in the ground in the polytunnel. I've got a couple of broccolis there and a little kale. I've put some more outside, so we'll see if we get a harvest outside. I've still got in some, this is red vein sorrel, see the leaves down there, so that will hopefully carry on producing through the winter. My celery that I planted has all gone to seed, so I'm just letting that self-seed. And then, yeah, more tomatoes on this side, and a squash there at the back. Can you see? Little squash. I only got one on that plant. The ones outside actually did better. And I've got some cucumber, a little round cucumber there, and a little long cucumber there. So yeah, so by the time these seeds are ready to go into the ground, hopefully the other things will have finished and moved on to make room for them, and we can have some food growing through the winter. So I'm going to get on with that, and then I think I'll show you some of the other plants that I've already got in for the winter as well in the garden. Right, I've done a few seeds now. I've done a tray of mixed rocket. There's 3 different varieties of rocket in there, and then a tray of mixed mustard greens. So I'll just do them as like a cut and come again and leave them in the trays. And then I've done some tatsoi and some pak choy, which I don't think will last all winter, but we'll hopefully get a harvest before the really bad weather comes in. And then I've done some various lettuces in my seed tray, and some more lettuces in there, and a little tray of turnips. And that's about all I'm going to do today, because I'm trying to pace myself. So I shall take a break now and do some more tomorrow. But before I finish, I'll just show you around the garden some of the things that I've already planted ready for winter that I hope will keep giving us through the winter. We've got some leeks there, and that they'll stand all winter. in the ground, although obviously if the ground's frozen you're going to struggle to dig it up. I've got some kale that will hopefully keep going through the winter. The parsley's mainly gone to seed now, but parsley does stand through the winter as well. I don't think I've got many leaves on that one though. I've got the claytonia that's self-seeded. That's coming back up now, so that should last all winter. I might just dig a little bit of that up and put it in the polytunnel as well, just to protect it from the worst of the weather. I've got more sorrel and some wild cabbage. I've got a few of these that have popped up from the parent plants. I've got one there and another one there and another one right in the middle of my winter savoury, which is a herb that will stand all winter as well. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, I've got some swede in there. That should last. I have planted quite a few carrots, which may take us into the winter. I'm going to plant some more in the hopes that I'll get some more. But carrots do store quite well, so we can store them if we don't use them all. And then I've got some chard. I've got quite a lot of chard that's self-seeded over in my little bed down the track, so I'm hoping to move some of those into this garden for the winter. I've got my perennial cabbage. I don't know what variety this is. It's been a bit bombarded by the caterpillars, but this will last all winter. It's a perennial, so it just keeps coming. Got some parsnips. In there I've got some kale and sprouting broccoli. I've got some more kale there. I've got some beetroot that will store. Some more leeks. The pumpkins will store, although they'll probably get used by the children. There was some rocket here that I think has dropped seed, so I'm hoping it has, and that will come back. And some landcress, you might just be able to see there. Okay, I'm going to take you around the back now and look at some of the things. These are more things to store rather than things that are going to keep growing through the winter. So we've got my buckets of sweet potatoes, which seem to be coming along okay, although we're having the back wall pointed and they're all just covered in dust, which is a bit sad. Well, some of my plants around the back look like they've been in a war zone, unfortunately. They're all covered in rubble, so I'm hoping that they'll survive. That's a bit sad. And then I've got some butternut squash here as well, so I've not got many, but still I've got two on that plant, one on that plant and one in the polytunnel. And then we have, excuse the washing, potatoes, which will store as well, although I don't think they're going to last very long because that's all I've got left. The ones in sacks didn't do very well. So that's just a few ideas of things that you can plant and eat through the winter, so you don't only have to have a summer vegetable garden. Hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration to keep going through the winter. There is quite a lot actually that will still grow through the winter. It's sort of early spring, well, late spring, early summer, that's the worst time really, when all the winter veg have died back, but before the summer annuals have really got going. Okay, I shall leave it there for now. Let me know what you're doing in your garden, if you've got winter veg going on, what you've got planted, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.